I've always been fascinated by the stories of great explorers who shaped our understanding of the world. These individuals, driven by an insatiable curiosity and unparalleled courage, ventured into the unknown, facing unimaginable challenges. Today, we're going to dive into the lives and achievements of 5 of the greatest explorers in world history. Before we meet our explorers, let's set the stage. The age of exploration, spanning roughly from the 15th to the 17th century, was a time of unprecedented global interaction. European nations, driven by a mix of curiosity, religious zeal and economic ambition, began to venture beyond their known world. This era was marked by technological advancements in shipbuilding, navigation and cartography. So why explore? Well, the motivations were complex. There was the allure of new trade routes, the search for mythical lands of gold, and the desire to spread Christianity. These factors combined to create a perfect storm of exploration that would reshape the world as we know it. Our journey begins with Marco Polo, the Venetian merchant who became one of the first Europeans to leave a detailed chronicle of his travels through Asia. Born in 1254, Polo embarked on his famous voyage to China in 1271. Accompanying his father and uncle on a trading expedition. The journey took 24 years, with 17 of those spent in China in the court of Kublai Khan. Polo's accounts, later compiled into the Travels of Marco Polo, introduced Europeans to the wonders of the East. He described exotic animals like elephants and crocodiles, strange customs, and valuable trade goods like silk and spices. While some historians debate the accuracy of all his claims, there's no denying the impact of his work on European imagination and future explorations. Now you might be wondering about Christopher Columbus. Yes, he's a controversial figure, but his impact on world history is undeniable. Born in Genoa, Italy in 1451, Columbus set sail in 1492, convinced he could reach Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic. Of course, we now know he was wrong about that, but his voyage kick-started a new era of transatlantic exploration and contact between the old and new worlds. Columbus made 4 voyages to the Americas, never realizing he hadn't reached Asia. His expeditions led to the European exploration, exploitation, and colonization of the Americas. While celebrating Columbus is rightfully controversial due to the devastating impact on indigenous populations, his voyages undeniably changed the course of world history, for better or worse. Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer sailing for Spain, takes us to the next level of exploration. In 1519, Magellan set out to find a western sea route to the Spice Islands. What followed was one of the most remarkable voyages in history. Magellan's expedition discovered the strait at the southern tip of South America that now bears his name, becoming the first Europeans to enter the Pacific Ocean from the Atlantic. The interesting part is Magellan himself didn't complete the circumnavigation. He was killed in a battle in the Philippines in 1521. The expedition, however, continued under Juan Sebastián Elcano, finally returning to Spain in 1522, completing the first circumnavigation of the globe. This 3-year voyage proved conclusively that the Earth was round and gave Europeans a true sense of the planet's size. Let's move forward in time to James Cook, the British explorer who filled in many of the blank spaces on the world map. Cook made 3 voyages to the Pacific Ocean between 1768 and 1779, exploring and mapping many Pacific islands, the coast of New Zealand, and the eastern coast of Australia. His accurate charts were used for decades after his death. Cook's expeditions were notable not just for their geographical discoveries, but also for their scientific approach. He took astronomers, botanists, and artists on his voyages, collecting valuable data about the lands and peoples they encountered. Cook also made significant contributions to maritime health, effectively eliminating scurvy among his crew through dietary changes. Our final explorer takes us to the extremes of our planet. Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer, achieved fame for his polar expeditions. In 1911, he became the first person to reach the South Pole, beating his British rival Robert Falcon Scott in a dramatic race. Amundsen's careful planning, use of sled dogs, and adoption of Inuit survival techniques were key to his success. But Amundsen wasn't done. In 1926, he led the first expedition confirmed to have reached the North Pole, this time by airship. Amundsen's achievements marked the end of the heroic age of Antarctic exploration and the beginning of the mechanical age. His life was dedicated to pushing the boundaries of human exploration to the literal ends of the Earth. The life of an explorer was far from easy. These individuals faced incredible challenges: treacherous seas, unknown lands, hostile environments, disease, and often hostile inhabitants. They had to navigate using primitive tools, survive on limited supplies, and maintain the morale of their crews in the face of extreme hardship. The legacy of these explorers redrew the world map, opening new trade routes. They facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures on a global scale. They expanded the boundaries of human knowledge and inspired generations of scientists and adventurers. Today's explorers are venturing into the depths of the oceans, the far reaches of space, and even the microscopic world of genetics. From Marco Polo to Roald Amundsen, these 5 explorers represent the human spirit of curiosity and adventure. Their journeys expanded our world and inspired countless others to push boundaries. As we face the challenges of the future, let's remember their courage and perseverance. Who knows what new worlds await our discovery?